I kind of have an idea of how I want this to go, so I've got to get them to conflict with one another, and then or meet and then conflict and then kind of have a thing. That's the goal of this first 10 pages. Maybe not even 10 pages. I kind of want to have that wrapped up by 6. So I can use 7, 8, 9, 10 to set up their home life and then get things going from there with the decision. But here we go. They survey the culvert and search for a way across. Their destination another storm drain. Lies about 100 meters away. Their destination, another storm drain, lies across the culvert about 100 meters away. Okay. I should really know better than to have my printer going when I do this. Okay. My next step, I do know how they're going to get across, so let's write that in. Which is going to be Samantha spots there doesn't seem to be any obvious path. Try to jump for it. And just getting caught. And risk falling. There's got to be another way. Her eyes scan the shadowy, scan the upper edge of the culvert, which is scattered with debris and discarded objects. A shopping cart is silhouetted in the a shopping cart a rusty shopping cart. Leans at an awkward angle over the edge of and I think I found it. Yeah, car alarm. Car alarm. We'll just wait. Just take a mo. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I am going to like, whereas the raccoons would probably try to make the jump and do some like fancy acrobatic-y thing, Samantha's way more practical, and she's going to MacGyver a solution. And we've got a what is she gonna take out here? Oh right, okay. Samantha unwinds the rope from her shoulder, picks up a small rock from the bottom of the drain of the pipe. She ties it ties one end of the rope with the rope around the rock, twirls it twirls it beside her a few times and tosses and lets it fly towards the shopping cart. Small rock, whatever, it doesn't have to be small, it just has to be a rock. Save that word, rock, and lets it fly towards the shopping cart. The rock arcs through the air and past the cart. It swings back and the rope wraps around the handle of the shopping cart. Of the cart. And loops through whizzes through the air. She unwinds the rope from her shoulder and picks up a rock from the bottom of the pipe. She ties one end of the rope around the rock, twirls it beside her a few times, and lets it fly towards the shopping cart. The rock whizzes through the air and loops around loops through the handle of the cart. It swings back and the rope wraps around the handle. Samantha tugs on the rope to make it secure. Now, what do I have next? Yeah. What do I have next is Samantha, help me pull. Samantha, Frank and Samantha haul on the rope. And the cart slowly tips into the culvert. It falls and scrapes the sides until it stops with a crash until it gets stuck halfway with a crash. Frank, the two skunks scurry towards the makeshift bridge, pick their way across. Yeah, so that's how I have them solve a environment problem. It didn't quite get to this last time, but this is kind of where I wanted it to go. Now I'm at the top of page 4. This is one of those things that, like, if you look at the beat sheet that I have here, I'm still on beat number 2. They both dodge human/environment dangers to get to the loot. They encounter one another and fight to a standstill and become infatuated. Humans force them to flee, and they help each other escape. Okay, so that's a lot, and I want that in 4 pages. And it can be done, and I'm going to do it. So, what I am going to do now is... because you want things in a script to be cause and effect. Life doesn't happen like that, but as a film viewer, you are expecting, we're so conditioned to having like everything in the movie pay off later in the movie that we are disappointed if it doesn't, and we want to see the things that are happening around us actually have an impact. So because this is a dual protagonist story, and they're not actually directly in conflict yet, but I've alluded to it, I want to see how I can take what's happening here and have that cause problems in our next scene with our other characters. So first I gotta get Frank and Samantha out of here. Samantha Samantha stops to unwind or untie her rope and carefully wraps it around her shoulder again. She hurries to join Frank at the far storm drain, and they duck inside. Okay, now I'm going to go to exterior. Now let's see, what do I have up here? They just ran across the street, and now they are hiding behind a fence. Okay, so what is going on now is yeah, I need some detail here. A dog barks in the distance. The sound sets off a dog. A dog barks in the distance. A dog barks. Oh, this is awkward. I don't want this to be awkward. No, I don't have the sound of a dog barking. Yes, that's fine. Makes its shoot. A dog barks madly in the distance. In response, that still sounds weird, to the racket. Oh, no, I got this. The crash causes a dog to bark madly in the distance. Okay, the two skunks wait cautiously for a moment. Continue, but do not approach. They scurry towards makeshift bridge and pick their way across. Exterior. Yeah, see, I really should have had this sorted out a little bit better, but that's okay. Exterior, yard, day, continuous. Let's go to street, that'll probably be better. Renee and Rocky Renee peers around the edge, around the corner of a of the wooden fence that bounds the garbage can only a handful of meters away. She tenses to she tenses to lunge into the open, but Rocky grabs her shoulder and points around the fence to the right. A dog sleeps fretfully in its doghouse. Tied to its leash, tied to a stake. Renee gives Rocky a thumbs up and prepares to sneak out. A loud metallic crash sounds behind them, and the dog wakes up with a start. Wakes up and barks angrily. As it looks around for danger. All right. So, what I really like that I've done here is that I've used this solution for Samantha and Frank, and it's now caused a complication for Renee and Rocky. And this is a dynamic that I'm going to want to draw out through this entire story. And if you want an example of a really well-written story that does this between two characters where, you know, like, they're each trying to achieve a goal, and in doing so undermines the goal of the person that they're attached to, is She-Ra between Dora and Catra, because that's really the dynamic that they have throughout that entire show. And the resolution of that dynamic, where they go from undermining one another's goals to having a goal in common where they can be mutually supportive, is the resolution of the love story. And I'm basically doing the same thing here, so there you go. Okay. Renee and Rocky duck back behind the fence, and I put in the twice fence, and with panicked looks on their faces. I'm way too young to have a heart attack. Yeah. I came to get dinner, not be dinner. Yeah, I came to get dinner, not be dinner. I came to get dinner, not be dinner. Let's see if there's another way around. She looks through a knothole and sneers. Bravely at the dog who cannot see her. Let's see, they're gonna have to find a way up and around. I think a laundry line would probably work well here. So let's do that and like maybe even have laundry on it. Okay, cool. I have a really good idea of how this is gonna go now. So this process is to, they're gonna go down the fence. They're gonna, well, she's gonna spot the laundry line. Let's do that. Spots the laundry line that is suspended between the house and the fence. Renee gets a sly smile on her face. And nudges Rocky. They move together towards the fence post that holds the laundry line. They scale it deftly. And crawl onto the... Okay, this is gonna be like a really weird double reference for me, but Cliffhanger has this like the person falls when they're trying to do this like belay thing, and then it's ripped off in or spoofed, parodied in what I realize is a terrible movie, but Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, and they do it with a raccoon, and I can just do that, and hopefully people will think I think Cliffhanger and not go watch When Nature Calls, because nobody should be subjected to that again. Just my opinion. Having opinions on the internet. And crawl onto the clothes line. Laundry line. It's the clothesline or whatever. You know what I mean. Okay. And what is going to happen next? It sags and creaks slightly under their weight. They both move quickly to hide behind they scale and crawl onto the laundry line. I need commas. Crawl onto the laundry line. And hang from below. It sags and creaks slightly under their weight. They hurry to hide behind the hanging linen that hangs on the line. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. X and it sags and creaks slightly under their weight. The dog perks up its ears at the creak, at the sound of the creaks, and peers in their direction as it sniffs the air. Okay. Now this is so we got some tension. They're on a clothesline. The dog has heard them. Danger, danger, upping the stakes. And I actually, this is kind of fun because like there are life and death stakes here, even though they're cartoon animals. And it's the very beginning of my screenplay. So that's kind of something you like to see because it means that I can just keep going from there and people will be more engaged. They'll be like, okay, these characters could actually die, and if I get attached to them, I might feel something when they die, and that would be terrible. Okay, so Renee holds her breath. And squeezes the line. Dog eventually decides that the coast is clear and goes back to its kennel. No, I don't think goes back to its kennel. I think just lies down to nap. Down to nap. And flops in the yard. Starts grooming. Rolls her eyes. And taps. This should be active voice, grooms itself. Renee rolls her eyes and taps Rocky with one foot paw. Let's sound effect to that. They move along the line. Line as quietly as possible. The dog the dog continues to groom. Yeah. It's a grooming ritual, oblivious to the masked bandits sneaking on the laundry line. As the raccoons reach the upswing of the line, it begins to shift under their weight. Pull them back towards the center. No, it doesn't begin, it shifts. It shifts under their weight. It shifts. And pulls them back towards the center. Okay. And now I need to get them up on the house really quick. This is passive. The line shifts under their weight as the raccoons reach the upswing, and it pulls them back towards the center. They speed up their pace to counteract gravity. This jostles the line and the laundry on it. Dog stops grooming. The dog looks up. The dog looks up, alert once again. The raccoons. The line begins to, oh, no. Fall back towards the middle of the line. Renee groans. Ooh, I wanted my cliffhanger moment. Do I want to put this in here? Yeah, it'll be fun. This jostles Rocky misses a paw hold and slips. He gasps, but doesn't, but stifles a cry. Renee feels the weight drop and the Renee feels the weight drop and immediately lets go with her front paws. And immediately reaches down with her front paws. She catches Rocky before he falls below the line of a bed sheet. Her foot paws clutch the line. Okay, cool. So that's exciting. That's my cliffhanger moment. Okay, now we've got, so this is a cliffhanger. We've got the dog is now alert again. Rocky's not even on the line anymore. And we're gonna have to get them going and finish this so that we can do the next step. Okay. I think I'm slipping. This is going to be whispered. Rocky's paw Rocky's. Rocky's, and she catches Rocky's paw before he falls below the line of a bedsheet. Her foot falls before he falls below the cover of a bedsheet, and that's got to be her foot paws clutch the line. The dog looks up, alert once again. The raccoons fall back towards the middle of the line. Slide. Gravity. This is a little bit messy, so I'm going to tidy it up. This does not need to be capitalized. Back towards the middle of the line. Everybody knows what's happening here. Renee groans. Slips a bit in Renee's grasp. Cliche. He tucks his tail up to make sure it's not the dog can't see it. Okay. Okay, how are we gonna get out of this? Because I don't actually want him to fall. Oh, no, okay. Okay, so... I think I do have him fall, and then I can just play the whole thing out. With one paw and reaches for her utility belt. Okay, what do we have on this utility belt? She takes out... Rocky slips again. Ah! We're gonna whisper again. The pouch. Draws out a draws out a telescoping baton. Rocky slips from her grasp. I want to retort. Whisper like I have a choice. This is super dorky. Just as Rocky's paw slips from her grasp and he falls towards the lawn below in super slow-mo. We can all picture this, right? Right? Okay. What's gonna happen next is the dog is, of course, going to notice this. The dog sees Rocky fall and lunges towards before he even hits the ground. Lunges with a snarl before he even hits the ground. Thug no thud. The chain, the dog reaches the end of its chain. And is yanked back. Just inches from Rocky's nose. Barks ferociously at the young. We need barks this one. Claws the ground in an attempt to drag itself closer. Drag itself toward its prey. Ah! Yeah, this is supposed to be animated. It's kind of like... It's supposed to be Romeo and Juliet, and it's kind of like Sly Cooper meets Over the Hedge. So I have Raccoons and Skunks are my two rival crime families of Verona or whatever. And, you know, I have my characters that are kind of following each one of these kind of archetypes of these animals that I'm working with, and then they're gonna, you know, meet and fall in love, and I'm gonna have the party trope and all of that kind of stuff. But this is one where I really wanted to focus on making it focus on it being a visual story more than a dialogue driven story, and reveal character through how they physically sort out problems in the world, and drive animators crazy. Okay. Scrambles away and shakes his head to clear the cobwebs. Lots of ways the director could show that. We'll have those claws be sound effects. Okay. Next step is this noise attracts a human. So that is going to be there is a oh, I want some stuff to happen up here. And fall along with several sheets and lunges with a snarl before the raccoon. A sheet drifts over the dog. And it thrashes about within it. Thank you. Over the dog, and it thrashes about within it. Its barks increase in intensity. There is a commotion at the door. Scampers for the along the side of the house. Renee virtually runs upside down on the line and throws herself onto the roof. Onto the roof of this is for the bushes. She lands silently as a human steps out of the door. Human. I should probably give this, make this a character and tie it in some way, but maybe I don't need to do that yet. Maybe I can wait. Maybe it can just be like a regular human. Adult human. Human 1. Man 1. There's a... Okay. Out of the door below her. Into the yard. Pongo, that's enough. The dog keeps barking. Thrashing in the fallen bedsheet. Can I use dumb animal? Calls and then mutters. Ugh. Animals. Walks down the steps. Extracts the dog from the sheet. Let's see. The man gathers up the fallen laundry. No, you did. The man extracts the dog from the sheet and collects the fallen laundry. He unclips the dog's collar and drags it towards the house. The dog whines and pulls toward the hedge, but the man tosses it inside and closes the door. Renee breathes a sigh of Relief on the roof. Now this is going much faster than it did last time. The man looks around for a moment before he takes down the rest of the laundry and goes in. Whew. Rocky creeps out from the bushes and signals to Renee. She waves back and motions for him to join her on the other side of the house. They scamper off. Yeah, cool. Okay, now, ooh, my eye is itchy. Now we can go back to my skunks. They, as we have seen this evening, made their way across the culvert using the shopping cart that they pulled off of the edge there and make a bridge. And then they went into the other storm drain that they needed to get closer to the garbage can that is their target. So we're going to be interior storm or sewer continuous. And like lots of different ways you could do this. You could do like a cut through, because this is animated, you can move the camera anywhere, cut through the ground, maybe like go up, back, culvert, down, through the pipe, follow them, or just cut straight to because we're lazy. The Samantha and Frank stop beneath another storm drain. Woo. Okay. We should be right beside it. Give me a boost. Okay. Sam Scamper, I'm gonna probably make that. Scampers onto Frank's shoulders, and he lifts her. You scamper a lot. Climbs. Pardon me. And he lifts her towards the grate. The light from the she grabs hold and pushes against its weight. The metal grinds, and Sam grits her teeth. Braces her with his shoulders and pushes and stretches onto tiptoes. The grate gives way with a lurch. And Samantha and Sam holds it above her head like a weightlifter. She gently lowers it to the ground at an angle so that she can climb out. Cool. I'm really happy with how this is going. It's almost exactly as I pictured it. Funny that. Okay. Oh. Pardon me. It's getting late. I've been at this about an hour, and pulls herself through the grate, through the drain. And helps Frank up after her. They creep toward us. This is actually gonna be exterior street continuous, because it's going from an interior. Yeah, right. I've been working like, it's like a shark. If I feel like if I stop swimming, I'll drown. So it's just like, as long as I'm doing something and moving forward, then I'll be getting somewhere. The grate gives way with a lurch, and Sam holds it above her head like a weightlifter. She gently lowers it to the ground at an angle so that she can climb out. This is what we used to do with tennis balls when they would fall in the storm drains playing street hockey. And to avoid dropping the drain into the storm drain, you had to prop it. Okay. They sneak towards their putrid goal. And then on the other side, the garbage can. So now this is where I get to bring my characters together. On the other side of the garbage can, Renee shimmies down the drain to join Rocky in the bushes. Renee, you remember the plan? Rocky nods and grips a small pry bar. Okay. Whew. The raccoons dart across the dark lawn in the long shadow of dart across the lawn and into the long shadow of the garbage can. Garbage can. The next thing that happens, oh, there's a train in the distance. Okay, and into the long shadow of the garbage can. The now, what I really want is to have my camera set in such a way that I have skunks on one side of the garbage can and the raccoons on the other side of the garbage can. So like kind of a medium wide where we as the audience can see that they're both trying to do their own thing that are literally in opposition to one another. The skunks are trying to tip the whole thing over while the raccoons are just trying to pop the top off. And I want that to like visually look like something kind of striking, look like there's a tug of war over this this item. But obviously make it not quite as blatantly a tug of war. Okay, so it's going to be one of those types of garbage cans where like the handles kind of like create a lock. And how am I going to do this? Okay, maybe I don't need to be that complicated with it. Renee reaches the can and squeezes her back up against it. Sam squeezes, backs against the can as well, directly opposite from Renee. Pardon me. Ooh, oof. Yeah, everybody's feeling that yawn. Even the train is like, whoa. I am pretty close to where I want to wrap up though. So what did I say? I said I wanted 3 pages. That gave me 4 pages. I'm pretty darn close. Okay. The animals work, the animals go to work on either side of the garbage can, completely unaware that their rivals are just feet or just inches away. Oh, so good. Okay, so I think that sets up what I want visually. So what I'm going to have them do, okay. Renee boosts okay, oh, this is gonna be so good. Okay, boosts Rocky onto her shoulders, and he pries up the lid of the can and crawls inside. Renee leans casually and watches the house. Sam ties her rope around the handle of the handle above her head. Other end around Frank's waist. Frank Sam flashes a thumbs up towards Frank, who jumps back down the storm drain and drags the garbage can and hauls the garbage can the rope goes taut and the garbage can tilts ominously. Renee's look of detached, calm, melts into one of confusion and then panic as the surface she was leaning leans against gives way. Grips the bottom of the can in a vain attempt to prevent its fall. Crash! Can hits the street. The lid flies off and garbage scatters everywhere, along with one very smelly raccoon. Okay, this is getting on. I'm at about 90 minutes. It's 10 o'clock. I feel like I can call it there. That's pretty good. That's almost 5 pages. Where did I start? I started about 3/4 of the way down 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit. 4 pages. 4.5. 4.25. Okay. That's pretty good. So I'm going to leave that here for this evening. We've got my 2 protagonists meeting over a garbage can. Well, just about to meet. I've got the action, I think, kind of going along really well. Kind of the stakes are raised. The dangers of the environment are clear. And I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger because this is a crisis moment. Cool. I'll be back next week with another installment of FoxxC's ScriptLab, and I will continue working on Skunks versus Raccoons. That will be finishing this meet cute and stop gnawing on my book. Finishing this meet cute and showing you my kitty. Say hello. And other things. So yeah, thanks for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube in replay, you can find other episodes there. If you like what I do, you can share me with your friends, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Patreon that'll be linked here. Say goodbye, Clue. Goodbye, Clue. No.